Hey there, button mashers. Zach here with Press Start. Welcome to Pause Menu, the weekly show where we go over the top news stories of the week and the questions provided by you guys, the audience. Let me get Nelly in. Don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but on her channel she did give an announcement that she was sick this week after getting back from vacation. Apparently going from extreme hot to extreme cold didn't go very well with her. So I'm going to bring her in. She's only going to be able to do Skype today. We're going to do what we can. Hopefully she'll be able to survive and not die on us. So let me bring her in. How you doing, Nelly?
Hey guys, what's up? This is Stick Nelly coming from you from Hack City, apparently.
So hopefully you'll be back up and running and playing with us again.
Yeah, hopefully soon, but
Yeah,
I have to come out and support the pause menu, so with my ears, obviously.
I appreciate you roughing it out for me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the fans do appreciate it as well. So we're going to get right into it. We got a question. This one actually came from Anonymous, from Tumblr, so thank you for that, whoever you are. The question was, what are some of the most useless items or weapons you have encountered in games? So, Nelly, I'll let you have a first stab at this.
Okay, like, it's like a common trend nowadays. Like, I don't know why, but game developers are like, what items can we throw at these people that will have no use whatsoever? So, yeah, there's a lot out there. So this was a tough one to answer, but I think for me, it would have to be, Tanaka TV from Persona 3, when he would do his Sunday morning show. You know, sometimes you'd get good armor and whatnot, but then he'd be like, and I'll throw in this cat food for free, and it's like, what am I going to do with the cat food? Like, this has no purpose whatsoever. So that, to me, was annoying. But I also have to give a special shout out to, I don't know if this is an item or not, the freaking Mako from Mass Effect 1. That was a terrible decision. I don't know who came up with that thing, but it did not work whatsoever.
Yep. So as for me, I'm going to do a new game and an older game. I've actually changed my mind from which one I was going to do originally, which I told Nelly earlier, but I'm going to actually go with Dead Space. There's a certain gun, technically there's two, but there's one specific one I'm just like, why is this even in the game? The flamethrower. This is a game that you have to cut off the limbs of your enemies. There's no hitting their head. They're not like things that just get weak and die. These are things that the best way to kill them is to shoot their arms and legs off. It's the best way to kill them. And the only way, really, that they tell you.
It's like piss them off. It's like when you spray water on the beehive.
It is. You're just sitting here with this flamethrower, so you're wasting all this money on this flamethrower. And also the game does kind of put ammo around based on what guns you carry. So now you're wasting good ammo finds on flamethrower ammo. And it's just, this weapon doesn't do anything. I guess the only thing it could be useful against are the little tiny guys that run around and jump on you, but I just like, why is this even in here? It is just horrible, horrible weapon. That was my new game. My classic or more separate game is Castlevania's Symphony of the Night. There's a weapon called, I believe it is Red Rust. If I'm wrong, I'll put a thing up over here next to my head. But what it was is it's a weapon that you can find that is a great sword. So first and foremost, it is slow as hell. It's a heavy weapon that you have to do the whole from the back all the way and forward. Now, if you're not playing Castlevania, this is a 2D game, so that makes a big difference when you're doing this wide arc swing. And not only that, since it's so heavy, according to the comments and stuff, you don't always swing it. Now, what this weapon does, you're thinking heavy weapon, larger damage. No, this weapon is cursed. It actually gives you a negative status change. So you actually do less damage with this than you do with your bare fists. What? Why would I use this? It's slow as hell, so it's hard as hell. They already hit the enemies as it is. It makes me weaker than without fists. What? And not only that, it can actually curse you. Now, cursing in this game means you cannot use your weapons. So not only can it do this, it can also stop you from swinging the weapon in the first place. So, just why? Why is it even in the game?
Yeah, once again, like, game developers, like, sometimes maybe they just get angry and they just want to, like, mess with us after a while. I mean, God only knows how long they're stuck in the game developing process, so they're just like, what can we throw at them? Like,
well, yeah, there are some items in there that, even though useless, they're kind of a thing that the developers like the Excalibur from the Final Fantasy series. It's in several of the games. It's just almost a running joke where it's the counter to the Excalibur, where the Excalibur is like known as this awesome, amazing weapon. The Excalibur is a 1 attack point damage weapon. Yeah. So, I know that they put these items in sometimes to make you laugh and kind of joke with you, so they exist, but for that purpose. But some of these items, like, You're just really fucking with us. You make us think about this amazing item. We're gonna go get it, and no.
What can you say?
Yep. So
crazy world.
Fun questions. We like those small questions too. So ask those small questions of just simple stuff. Those help us out, and we can have a lot of fun with them. They make us really just think about and remember old games sometimes. Continue those on as well, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, random person, whoever you are. So now we're going to get on to our first bit of news. As everyone knows, the PlayStation 4 launched Friday at midnight. So everyone around the world, it started in New Zealand and worked its way back all the way to America. And it was a crazy launch.
It was like Black Friday. Like, people were like lining up and like ready to like charge in. I was like, oh my god.
Well, I gotta be surprised though. I will admit, it was very surprising at how little media coverage there was on this console release. Apparently, since nobody died at it. So, it was actually fairly quiet in the media side of it. It was people definitely reported about it online, but not on the physical media on the TV and stuff. So it was very surprising to see how quiet this launch was, really, for that area.
Well, I think that you had that Pacific audience that, you know, the people who are going out to get the PS4, they're going to be checking it online and seeing how good everybody does it. The rest of the medium, they haven't really caught up to that yet. Like, the news, it's not going to, you know, be a big thing. Yeah. But in a few years, maybe.
Well, they were so excited to cover the whole Call of Duty Ghosts hitting $1 billion thing, so they were all excited about that. Maybe that's why they didn't touch this, because they made such a fiasco on that news that we just reamed them about. They're like, we're not touching this.
Yeah, they might be like, let's stay away from those video game people. They're kind of crazy.
Don't screw up our stuff. We will call you out on it. But there's two things that I want to go over with it, really. There's the slight couple problems that have been reported with the PS4s, and then there was the actual launch itself. The couple of problems that I want to point out, there's really only two major ones that I want to mention. So pretty much the first one I want to talk about is the blue light problem that people are having. Now, this has been reported as a small incident of people that are going to experience this. Only 0.4% of all the PS4s that have been released are supposedly being reported that should have this. This is a very small, centralized event, so really this shouldn't be what the Xbox 360 had, which was
the 3 Rings of Doom, you know?
Yeah.
You just get that red thing and you're just like, it's not going to be like that, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, people were already getting very nervous when they heard about this and saw it. It affected a couple of the Taco Bell winners. That was really where the focus is. So it's apparently out of that batch of PS4s that this is appearing to be happening.
I mean, I just feel so bad for these guys. They were like, yes, we won the contest. We get to, like, play this game early on. Yay! And then, no.
Yep, nope. So pretty much what they're saying is if you get this, make sure everything's connected right, it's all working correctly, and then if it does still happen, call them up. Make sure you keep your stuff, you keep your receipts and things like that, because it is a new launch. It's the first batch. They are expecting things to go wrong. Of course, it's expected. So you have a 1-year warranty. Just call them. I will actually put a link down below to IGN's PS4 launch problem page. So any reported problems, go to them. They give you some quick things you can test to make sure that your system is not dead on arrival. And they'll also give you all the contact information you need, which is a great thing that I found. So thank you, IGN, for that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
The other problem that I found was actually the red blinking light. Now this is not a dead system. This is just the red blinking, like where it boots up, goes blue, and then the red blinking. That's an overheating issue. It usually means it's not getting enough airflow. So usually what you want to do is just unplug it, let it sit for a little while, plug it back in. You might want to move where it is, maybe put it on its side, other options like that. Pretty much what they want to mention though is if this is happening repetitively, give them a call. This could be a shortened system causing extreme heat. So you might want to give them a call on that. Those are the two main problems that people seem to be having, so check into those first. Otherwise, check IGN's link and make sure that your system works. If not, call Sony. They are willing to work with you guys and get you a new one. So,
yeah.
As for the launch.
Receipts. Always keep your receipts.
Yes, keep those receipts. Definitely. Keep those receipts. So, as for the launch, we actually had an amazing launch. This was may have been the quietest launch for the media, but it was one of probably the most connecting launch between Sony and their fans. Now, when they had that motto for the players, they weren't joking with that motto. To start with, for their launch, they actually flew over YouTuber Bungie, who's a very big Sony YouTuber, over to New York and actually paid for his hotel, got him to stay there, and helped him out with that. And not only that, Shuhei Yoshida actually came to the hotel and actually talked to him and sat down with him and did it. And there's actually a video from Bungie of getting very emotional about how appreciative he was of this. And for them to appreciate a YouTuber, not some major celebrity, was very impressive. So I was very, very touched by that. As for that, the love for the fans didn't stop there. All across the United States and Canada, when it got dark and it started getting cold, a lot of the Sony launch sites, actually, Sony themselves, actually would bring out heaters for those still waiting in line. So they actually brought out heaters and blankets, which was very impressive to watch them do this much for their fans actually in line waiting for these devices. I was very impressed by reading that. I was like, nice. So
yeah, you have to buy our, like, what, $400 thing? Use a $20 blanket from McColl's.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I mean, it was really cool, but
But they don't have to. That's the thing you gotta keep in mind. Even though it may not be the most expensive thing, it's all about the concept. It may be a $20 blanket, but it's still the fact that they had someone there from Sony who was probably on payroll doing that. So
yeah.
there you gotta keep making in mind. Yeah, the blanket itself might not have been expensive, but someone was paid to set those out. They didn't have to. This was something that they didn't have to do. And some of you may know, some of you may not, there is an actually infamous GIF of Antonio Banderas doing a kind of pose of happiness or something. I just tried it. I don't know if I did it right, but it's become kind of the unsolicited and unofficial mascot for the PlayStation 4 system. Antonio Banderas didn't make this for PS4, but he hasn't really said you can't. But it really was never actually stated this was for it. But it was an amazing pose that he did that they decided to use for the PS4. They actually, Sony themselves actually took the GIF and projected it out in the street from their hotel, which was kind of crazy that they did that, because this was all, this motto, this GIF became the mascot by the players, not by Sony, not by Antonio Banderas. This became the mascot because of the players. They chose this as the mascot. It became so apparent that this became the mascot that the first person to buy the PS4 in America, Joey Chiu from Brooklyn, was the first official U.S. purchaser of a PS4. On the stage where he's holding his PS4 in his hand, getting shaken by two Sony representatives, he actually performs the Antonio Banderas pose on stage on camera, which is kind of epic that he does it, because he does it pretty well. He gets the whole facial, just somber expression. It was hilarious. But that was not the most epic moment of that little Antonio Banderas bit. The most epic moment was when Yoshide Shuhei himself did it himself and put it online. The Sony representative, the main Sony guy, also did the Antonio Banderas pose and put it up on the internet.
Oh my god.
Thank you for that. That was epic. So it was a very impressive launch. Way to go. I actually want to just point out, if you actually check out my website, there was some actual class going on between Microsoft and Sony, where on Twitter, Xbox themselves decided to put up a picture congratulating Sony on a successful American launch. And said, way to go, good job. And Sony themselves actually came back, two of them actually came back and said, good luck next week. So it's impressive how two warring companies can get along, yet our American government can't. So that's the PS4 launch. We'll actually talk to you guys again about the Xbox One launch. I believe it's next week, actually. So,
yes,
or this week, actually, could be. It's this week.
Stay tuned.
So, yes, stay tuned and catch us up next Monday for the Xbox One launch. So pretty much with the PlayStation 4 launch this week, there was very little other news going on this week. Everybody was really focused on the PlayStation 4, so very little has happened.
Yeah.
So pretty much what ended up happening is there was actually some pretty good news going on in the indie realm. And I'm actually wanted to mention this to you guys because I'm thinking of it. I want to know what you guys think. I'm thinking of doing as this pause break doesn't always get the big news anymore really all the time. There's not enough always going on to really do a pause break. So as a kind of another way of doing that once in a while, and just again to give you a small bit of news instead of all these larger shows once in a while, I just give you some little stuff. I'm thinking of doing a indie game kind of mini show. So I can just jump on, give you some updates on some indie games that are in the works, that are getting updates, that are been paid for, some Kickstarter campaigns that you can actually find those games. So I can let you know about these games that look like they might have a good team behind them, a good idea, and you guys can go check them out and decide whether or not you want to back them up, things like that. Maybe eventually, if some of these guys will want to, they may do an interview with me on these pause breaks, and I can put those up. That could be a possibility. I'd love it. So pretty much what I have for you today are just 3 indie games that I want to talk about. 2 of them are ones that I've been following very personally because I really think that these games are epic in my own mind. And there's a 3rd one that I found that just seems like it's going to be a good game. And just what it's done on Kickstarter is pretty impressive. The first game I want to talk about actually is Abduction. I know you guys probably remember that from one of my other pause menus. Me and Nelly talked about it from Cyan Inc. I am happy to announce that they have successfully completed their Kickstarter.
Yeah.
They actually earned $1.3 million out of their $1.1 million request. I don't think they hit any of their stretch goals, unfortunately. They might have hit one. I have to double check on that. But they've definitely been funded. They're going to be able to make this game that I am so excited to see. I did give them a couple bucks so I could actually get the game when it launches, for one, and also just because I do want to back them. I want them to know that there are people out there that like this game, that want this game.
Yes.
This was such a big thing for me, and that's really who, again, Cyan is, in case you missed that other show. Cyan Inc. is the developers of the point-and-click adventure game Myst, and Riven, the sequel to Myst, and several others, just pretty much the Myst series. Amazing game, awesome, excited to hear this, and I am so glad that this company, who's been out of the gaming world for so long, has been able to get back into it because of Kickstarter. So,
and hopefully this will restart the point and click. I mean, that was a huge genre when we were growing up, and nowadays it's not really there. I mean...
No, it's mostly switched over to hidden item adventure games is what's been coming out. And I'm hoping that this comes back to these games where it's more of a in your environment kind of adventure game. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the hidden items, mostly just because I just can't take the patience to find them, but I really loved the Myst series. They were amazing. Second game I want to talk about is Scale from Cube Hearts. This is a game that I've been very excited and kind of following along. I feel it could be the next Portal, another big game that kind of launched from puzzling. What they've been able to do is actually make $108,000 out of their $87,000 request. They actually hit about 5,000 backers, which actually I want to point out, Cyan hit about 22,000 backers. Damn. So definitely some people that want them back. But yeah, Scale got 5,000. I really been very watching this one intently because, again, simple concept, and they took it and they ran with it. And I literally mean they ran. They ran miles. It's a simple game of just making things larger, making things smaller. Some of the videos I've seen have actually shown them picking up a toy house, putting it in the middle of an open landscape, making it big, with no loading screens or really odd glitch of any kind. You now walk into this building and can interact with it as if it's a full house. And you can find another small house or a prison thing, take that outside and make that big and go into that. They were very impressive with what they've done with it, like everything from using it to get to higher locations, scaling the moon to raise and lower water levels. Very impressive with this simple concept and what they've been able to come up with. I'm very interested in seeing what other types of things they can have. Apparently whoever's been helping them come up with these levels is pretty able to think out of the box. It's pretty impressive. So I do want to say great job to these guys. Congratulations to them as well. I want to say thanks to Max Geiger, I think his name was. He actually tweeted out to me about my blog that I put on the Tumblr site, so if you do happen to catch this, congrats to you guys. Hey, if you ever want to do an interview for this game, hint, hint, I'd love to do it. I'm very excited about this game. I can't wait to play it. Congratulations to both Cyan and Kickstarter. So that's the first two, and then there's a third one that I found that I actually got to give congrats to as well. Even though they still have another 14 days to go on their Kickstarter campaign, they have already accomplished their goal, and they are going for stretch goals now. This game is called Paradise Lost, and is being made by, I'm going to try this name of the company, but of what they call themselves, but I'm not sure I'm going to get it right. It's As3 Works. So pretty much what they're doing is a sci-fi stealth game. Now the thing is, you are not human. You are actually a photosynthetic being. You're a plant, technically. A self-aware plant that actually is almost as intelligent as a human. And the idea is you're trying to escape this facility of whatever planet you're on. I'm assuming it's Earth, but you of course don't know for sure. But you're trying to escape this research facility because, of course, they're doing experiments on you, and that's never fun. The cool thing about this game is, yeah, you are a plant, so they actually put some RPG elements of you can design how this plant evolves, what abilities you gain, what stats you are able to take. Some of the things I saw was like mind control, creating another, spawning another object out in the, ahead of you so that they can distract the guards, encasing your main part of your plant in like almost like a solid shell so you can go through fire and take a couple bullets. It looks very impressive, and they've already hit their goal, 74,000 out of their 70,000 request, and they still got 14 days to go to hit all their stretch goals. Now they have a lot, but the stretch goals are designed to give a lot more features to the game. Way to go, guys! Congrats on that. That was awesome. They got 3,000 backers, so it sounds really cool. I'm impressed. So those are my games that I want to recommend this time. Let me know what you think about the indie game show, or at least talking about that and at least a little blurb about them once in a while. If you guys want me to keep up an eye on that, I really think the indie game industry right now is really bringing out some amazing new games and amazing concepts. And I really want to make sure that those games that are worthy of being made get noticed. So let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. So those are our questions. Those are our news. We got one more question. Pretty much this was actually more of a topic. This actually came from SpeciesDotTV again. He gave us another topic, which makes me want to point this out. You're not limited to one. Ask us another question if you want.
Oh yeah. So keep asking. Keep going.
Yes, definitely.
We love them.
We do. Pretty much what we got going on is he wanted us to discuss Bungie versus 343, the two people that have both worked on Halo. Since I really haven't played Halo since I kind of missed the bandwagon since I didn't own an Xbox. I was a PlayStation 2 kid.
For shame.
I'm not to say I didn't keep up with them. I did keep up with them. It's one of the first-person shooters that I'm very impressed with. I will actually pass this on to Nelly first. Not to say that I don't have some knowledge. I just know that Nelly's knowledge is a little deeper than mine. So, I'll let her start with this.
Alright, well, just to clarify something that Zach said, Bungie was the original Halo company, but when Microsoft came along and Bungie decided that they were going to go in with Activision, I think they signed a 10-year contract with Activision, Microsoft created this 343 company, Industries, to take over the Halo production after Bungie left. And as some of you know out there, 343 goes for the 343 Guilty Spark, main character, good character in Halo. So the whole thing right now is that I think the last game Bungie had any effect on was Halo.
I think it was Reach or OSTD. One of those.
It was Halo Reach.
Yeah, and that one did not do well. I remember that.
Yes.
People did not like that one. They were very disappointed in it.
No. But Bungie has always had, like, control and input into the Halo Online universe. And after, as of March 2014, I believe, everything is being transferred from Bungie to the 343 thing. And people are very worried. A lot of people, as for myself, really like Halo and what they brought to the first-person thing. I mean, it's a very different genre. It's not like your typical first-person. It's not like Call of Duty or any of those other games that you find out there. It's its own thing. And it's like, okay, well, now that Bungie's kind of letting go, are we going to get good quality games? What's going to happen online? What's going to happen to the quality of things online? Like, it's a very stressful time for people who are very, who feel very strongly about this series.
Definitely heard some concerns, and this is actually very shocking on my behalf. What I'm seeing is just Bungie didn't do well with their Reach, and even though they're stepping away, they're bringing out this amazing game, Destiny. So it's like, okay, so they still have the ability to make amazing games.
Oh yeah.
They still can. They apparently they had a bad moment or something. I don't know. Maybe they had a bad person hired for it. I don't know if they changed somebody in there that it caused Halo Reach to be so bad.
You never know what's going on behind the scenes.
Exactly. We don't know where Halo Reach came from, where the problem was.
Yeah.
But at least I know for a fact that Bungie didn't like just get rusty at it. They can still make amazing games. Like this game, Destiny, part of me really wants it to myself, and I'm not much of a MMO online gamer myself, and this game is more of an MMO than anything else.
Yeah.
So it's kind of impressive that they've been able to make this game that even I'm excited about. I very rarely get excited about MMOs. So it definitely goes to show that Bungie still has their talent. But yeah, we don't know what 343 is going to do. As far as I'm aware of, they really haven't made their own game by themselves yet, have they?
No. Not that I am aware of. Sorry, my brain is a little foggy right now, guys, so I'm just like...
No, I haven't heard any, though.
Oh,
yeah, but I haven't heard any either, so I'm going to go with they haven't really done anything on their own yet. So this is going to be their first venture into a game on their own, and it's a game that has such a strong fan base. And if you do anything wrong, they will come and burn you down.
Yeah.
There are some extreme Halo fans.
Yes. Especially considering a lot of the Halo fans, like, they assume that something's going to go wrong. So 343 is going to have to do a really amazing job to keep everybody happy, because, like, if they freak out, there's going to be a problem, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is a series that has pretty much made the Xbox. When the whole Xbox One, PlayStation 4 thing came out, so many people are sticking with the Xbox solely for the point of sticking with Halo. So, you gotta understand that if this goes wrong, this is one of their main hit titles that'll drop them off. Not that the Xbox doesn't have others, they have, like, Gears of War and stuff as well, but this is their bread and butter. They know that if they put out a Halo game, they're gonna make some money. So, you can't screw this one up, because if you screw this up, this is one of your major selling points of your console. So, good luck, 343. We definitely want to give you the best of luck. Hopefully you've got the team you need. Just take your time. Don't put something out just to get it out and have people be happy. Take your time, make the game right, put out a beta test, have the people play it a little bit before you put it out, and listen to us. If we say we don't like something, well, not me, but if your fans say they don't like something, fix it. This is something you really got to focus on and really do right. If you do it wrong, you will be done. You won't be making another one.
Yeah.
So, I wish you guys the best of luck. Good luck with all the hate that's going to come at you, because it's going to happen. We are living in a world with the internet, and we all know how friendly the internet is.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yep. So that's pretty much what we got to say about Bungie versus 343. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens, and we'll go from there. But that's gonna be our show today. Nellie's gonna get out of here and get to sleep so she can feel better and start playing games with us again.
Yep. I still have a couple videos that I have already recorded, so I'm editing them and putting them up as need to be. Hopefully by the time that I'm through with those, I will be back to recording and have a voice again. But till then, this is Croaky Nelly D. Relish.
Yep. I'm ZechPressStart. As for my channel, you're gonna start seeing it catching back up again. My computer's been recently a little slow. I just reloaded it and it's running a lot smoother again, so I will actually be able to get the videos up.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit, but we're back. Both of our channels should be catching back up. Well, Nellie's never really went away, but she's now going to be interactive again, so go ahead and start talking to her, yelling at her, and doing stuff. So.
Don't yell at me.
They're going to yell at you to play a certain game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you play a certain game, feel free to leave a comment. I mean, always, just come. I'm a very friendly person.
Yeah, we're both friendly, so go ahead and talk to us. So yeah, just remember, if you want to send us a question, you got multiple ways. Comment on this video, go to Twitter and tweet us at #PressStartPause, send us an email, or of course head on over to Tumblr and hit the pause menu button up at the top. Till next time guys, I'm ZechPressStart.
I'm Nelly D. Relish.
Keep pressing those buttons. Take it easy.
Bye guys.